honestly, I don't really want to put bands that are big that have a bunch of videos on YouTube and a giant following because that doesn't make sense. Those bands don't need our attention. Now,
Definitely.
maybe we could talk about them like at the end of the year. I'm going to do my top 10 albums of the year video, and I can tell you right now without thinking about it, at least one of those, I think two of them are like pretty big bands. So big bands deserve attention. They deserve the love. If they've earned it, they deserve it, right?
Definitely, I agree.
But this list is more for like, hey, check out these bands. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review Podcast, man. Got Nitty with me again. This is becoming a regular thing. I'm having a great time. He's becoming a good friend of mine. Last week, man, or like what, a week and a half, was it last week? Yeah, it was really recent. We did that top 5 like modern punk rock bands, and it did really well. So we decided we were gonna do more, and we just decided to go ahead and expedite it and do another, like, I guess, part to that series now. And so we're gonna be doing top 5 modern punk bands, part 2, 5 per. So I guess top 10 technically. I should rename them probably. Top 10.
I'm gonna add a little asterisk to that. I stuck with the 2020s just to kind of narrow my scope.
Mine are pretty much the 2020s.
And again, this is by no means exhaustive. Just bands that have really stuck out to me in some way. Hopefully you guys have heard them or enjoy them too. And thanks when putting their bands in the,
Right. Well, the criteria is this. Is it a band that's worth talking about and for people to hear through this channel? Then that's the criteria. And so, honestly, I don't really want to put bands that are big that have a bunch of videos on YouTube and a giant following because that doesn't make sense. Those bands don't need our attention. Now,
definitely,
maybe we could talk about them like at the end of the year. I'm going to do my top 10 albums of the year video. And I can tell you right now without thinking about it, at least one of those, I think two of them are like pretty big bands. So, big bands deserve attention. They deserve the love. If they've earned it, they deserve it, right?
Definitely, I agree.
But this list is more for like, hey, check out these bands. If you like this, you might dig these bands we're talking about. And people always tell me that modern punk rock doesn't exist, and I just simply don't agree. It's thriving right now.
What does modern punk rock not exist? What does that mean?
People tell me that there is no new punk bands coming out that are worth listening to. Exactly what I meant.
That's completely. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we're in a spot right now where punk's probably more necessary.
There's a lot of fucking great bands the last 10 years, 5 years.
Well, it's like they're needed right now. Like we need this stuff right now. But if you could stay closer to your monitor, that would help a lot.
Yeah, sorry.
You don't have to be like super close. It's just for the microphone. But
my couch is like uncomfortable and it kind of fucks my back up. So I gotta stack a bunch of pillows behind me to prop up. So my SI joint and lower back up.
It's so weird because I have this nice chair and I don't even sit in it like this. I like sit straight up. I don't even use the back.
You don't really use the headrest too much.
Yeah. I try not to. I try to be like, it helps me stay focused when I'm sitting up like this. But, so before we get started on our list, man, did you hear about Fat Records and Hopeless?
I didn't hear about that. What happened?
Bro, Hopeless is buying Fat Records, it looks like.
Okay.
What's up with that?
I mean,
does that not make you feel weird? I was shocked when I saw that.
I'm surprised, honestly.
Really?
I'm
Hopeless?
not. I think Hopeless started. It's funny you mentioned Hopeless. I was thinking about them the other day.
Okay.
They started out as a fledgling punk rock label in Southern California, just very small. I think from what I read, they wanted to release Guttermouth 7-inch. That was the sole purpose of them even existing to begin with.
That's awesome.
Yeah, to release that band 7-inch. I guess the owner of the label's name is like Lewis or something.
I heard he's kind of a hard to deal with fella.
I mean, he runs a big time indie punk record label.
I mean, sure, but you don't have to be a dick.
Yeah, no one has to be a dick, but people choose to be. I guess he made that choice. But they started out as like a smaller kind of like punk label. And in the beginning, they were releasing a lot of like really cool, primarily SoCal like bands, like punk bands, even some not SoCal punk bands.
Well, they did like the first couple of Avenged Sevenfolds.
Right. Exactly. Dillinger 4. I think their first 2 records were on Hopeless too.
Yep.
So they were putting out some crazy shit. But I think as time went on, they really kind of jumped on the emo bandwagon a little bit.
Right.
They
really did.
But there was a wave, and they caught that wave, you know. And I think they got a lot of like the bigger emo bands of like the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s to like sign. And that's
they did like Yellow Card. I forgot was on Hopeless.
Yellow Card and
Ocean Avenue.
At that point, you know, I mean, I have no interest in any of those bands personally.
I don't either, but it's crazy.
I lost complete. Yeah, it's crazy. But those bands made stupid money,
right?
Big tours, and I think that kind of like launched them into space, if you will. So a label like Fat had a very similar trajectory, although they're much smaller. I think they captured.
You think Fat is much smaller than Hopeless?
I think.
I'm just asking. I don't really know, man. Earlier today, I would have thought Fat just eclipsed Hopeless, but I started looking at their catalog and I was like, shit, I don't know, maybe not.
Apples to oranges situation in terms of the type of music that each label releases, but I think that like the way I'm looking at it as far as like the money each label generates, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, Hopeless Records, like their bands like probably raked in a ton of dough. Fat Records bands, I'm sure there's a few that made a bunch of money, but like,
well, they're different. Like
it's different.
It's different, like just all around, because I don't think that's their concern at Fat, where it might be their concern at Hopeless.
Yeah, maybe it's not the main concern, but like,
because I don't think they give a shit about that at Fat. I think if they can make the money to keep putting records out, they'll do it.
Right. Yeah. I think no. I'm not saying that Fat is operates in the same way as Hopeless.
It's not what I thought you said. I'm just saying, like I think they're like, yeah, whatever. Continue. Sorry.
Well, no. I don't know enough about this yet. Obviously, you're the one that read about this, but like,
well, I mean, I've just been a fan of Hopeless and Fat my whole life almost, so I don't know a ton about Hopeless, but I was just shocked.
I mean, also like with NoFX quitting, right? I don't know if that has anything to like necessarily it's like coincidental or not, right? But like maybe like Mike wants to go on to other things, you know?
Right. Well, that's what I was thinking.
So, I mean, you know, he's ran this label for fucking God since like 1990. So
yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Is that it seems like at a certain point you're just kind of done with that. You want to move on to a different project, you know? It just surprised me. I would have thought that if anybody bought Fat, I thought he would just close his doors. I never thought of him as the type to sell Fat because, look, dude, he stands for a certain something. People can like him or dislike him, but Fat Mike stands for a certain something.
I respect that.
And to my understanding, Hopeless is owned and distributed by something by a major. And I also know that, like you mentioned, Dillinger 4. That's one of the bands that I was referring to, and I said that I think the guy's kind of a turd. Is that they got away from Hopeless because of problems with the owner.
Yeah, they did.
And so like, you know, I'm not trying to sit here and gossip. I don't know the guy. I would love to talk to him. I would love to talk to him and ask him like, why are you buying Fat? Like, what makes you want to do that? But, you know, yeah, it was just weird. I just would have thought Epitaph or Close the Doors. Like, it's just so strange, Hopeless. And then if you look at their roster, you're like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, like, maybe that's what it is. They're wanting to diversify their portfolio a little bit. I don't know. Maybe you know that they're allowed to do that. It's just like, what are they going to do with Masked Intruder? Like, what are they going to do with Mean Jeans? Like, what?
You know, I wonder if Fat's going to be an imprint of Hopeless. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was thinking. Is that it might just be another
like Hopeless umbrella, and then the Fat bands underneath that. You know what I mean? So
somebody else
will have the Hopeless stuff, you know, on the side.
That would make the most sense. So somebody else said that Fat hasn't put anything relevant out in like since 2010, and I was like, I mean, my personal opinion is that all the stuff that I got in the last 15 years from Fat, I like as much or better than anything previous to that, excluding NoFX music. Jesus Christ, it's good to show me.
Sorry, Ren.
No, you're all right.
Yeah, it's my dog.
No, it's fine. It just startled me. I didn't expect it. That was funny. But like, dude, that was awesome. I'm leaving that in for sure. Dude, that caught me off guard so much. But like, you know, I understand it's super subjective, and a lot of people are attached to like No Use for a Name and Strung Out. I don't like either of those bands. Like, I don't dislike them. I just don't. They're not like bands I really like, right? I really like Masked Intruder. I really like Get Dead. I really like Co-Defendants. I really like Mean Jeans. I really like the Glass Gang.
Yeah.
So these bands to me are just as important as the stuff from the early 2000s.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. Like, I grew up as a Fat Wreck kid in like the 90s. You know what I mean? So I kind of see that as being the golden age. I think a lot of people kind of see that too. Like with the fat stuff, like No Use for Name, like Lagwagon, No Effects, Good Riddance. Like those are the bands that really, got that label going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that has to be said and acknowledged that those bands made that label what it is. But the last 15 years, they haven't been irrelevant. They put out some really good music.
Yeah,
Mostly my point, but
no, totally, 100%. I mean, I think that when people talk about fat bands, like there's this idea of fat having a certain sound.
I definitely used to think that too until like the last few years.
That's the fat sound. No, yeah, totally. And times change, things change. Mike's in different bands, and like back in the day, we said Epifat because Epitaph and Fat Records kind of like were like the two labels, like shared bands.
That was the goal. Everybody's goal was to get on one of those.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
and it's just weird. I think the person that would say that label is no longer relevant is the type of person that is like strictly only listening to music that came out from 2010 and older, maybe even 2005 and older. And it's like, dude, you have to branch out, man. You have to listen. That's why we make lists like this, because this is exactly my point. There is still relevant punk rock. So let's move on. Hopeless Records, man. I hope it's for a good reason. I hope it's a good thing, and I hope the bands prosper and do something positive with this. And I hope it's a good thing. That's all I care about. If it's not, I'm gonna be very sad. But if it is, cool. Yeah. I'm on board. That being said, let's talk about some modern punk rock bands. I think in the future, after this episode, I think we should start just doing within the last 10 years, because I think nailing it down to the last 4 is just getting increasingly hard, for at least for me.
Yeah.
Because like, the last 10 years is pretty modern. It's pretty relevant. It's still current. Totally. I don't think we should have somebody that put out a record in 2014 and then that was it. That kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. But that being said, let's do this shit, man.
What's your locate so I can charge my laptop? Sorry.
Yeah, for sure. It's all good. We don't want that thing dying right now.
No, bad timing. We'll have to start all over again.
It's okay.
All right.
Man, I need to get my different cup. Gross.
Shout out to everyone that's still watching this.
Bro, I told you people watch, man. You ain't even believe me until we got the last one.
No, man. People actually engage too, man. I love that.
Dude, the Punk Rock Review is... Dude, look, the sticker even says it on there, dude. It even says it on the sticker. YouTube's premier punk rock channel. It's official. It's officially official. The Punk Rock Review is here to stay and here to be gay. What about this right here? Boom. Oh, we just cut Nitty right out this jank. So I got 5 pretty awesome bands plus a 6th in the event that it is needed. You there? Oh, he's back. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, dude, this podcast rules, dude. I don't give a fuck. I'll talk to myself all day, bro. You know what's funny about that is I could probably do a solo podcast. I just don't want to. I could make a little list and go, here's some bullet points, talk for 60 minutes. I'd talk a lot.
I know. You don't gotta tell me.
All right, then. I'll shut up. You talk. What's your first band on your list, sir?
Number 1 on my list today, in no particular order, it's a band called Extortion from Melbourne, Australia.
Nice.
Melbourne, Australia.
Melbourne.
They got like 3 releases that I saw, or 4 releases. I'm not too familiar with these guys, but
okay.
They had a record that really stuck out to me called Threats.
Oh.
It just came out earlier this year, actually. Power violence, like hardcore punk record.
Yeah, dude. I've heard these guys.
It's got black people all over it. They're fucking nuts. They're really good.
Ooh, I'm writing this down. I want to listen to this later, dude. I'm gonna be doing a top 10 Hopeless Records releases video, and so I have all these notes jotted down. I'm getting a whole fresh page for this.
Yeah.
Do you have a song or a release that stuck out? What was it called? You said it came out this year?
Threats. The name of the album is Threats. It's got like a red cover and like a staircase with like some creepy looking guys. Short songs, like 30, 40-second songs.
Let's go.
Each song has like 4 parts. They're just fucking gnarly, dude. You know?
That's a good word. If it's gnarly, I'm interested.
Yeah. So
that is awesome. Boy, am I going a different direction than that.
That's probably my only hardcore album on this entire list.
Okay.
To be honest with you. Yeah.
That's dope. Awesome, dude. So go check out Extortion before you get extorted for not checking out Extortion.
Ooh,
all right, folks, get out there and do your due diligence. Support these Australian kids. Have y'all seen? Have you seen that movie Wolf Creek, bro?
Yeah, I have. I've seen Australian like slasher flicks are like next level fucked up.
Yeah, bro. Wolf Creek is a bop, dude.
There's a second one too, by the way.
It's just as good in my opinion. I thought it was just as good.
Yeah, and there's Eden Lake also.
I love Eden Lake. That's a dark movie, man.
It's very dark.
I love that movie. That ending is bleak. I love it, dude.
It's super bleak, dude.
Right? Dude, I love.
I don't want to spoil anything.
No, dude, that movie's like 20 years old, dude. The fucking movie's bleak. Think about it for a minute, folks. Have you seen The Mist?
The Mist is that Stephen King.
Yeah, bro. Best ending of all time, in my opinion. Like, it is the greatest ending to any horror movie. Have you seen it?
A long time ago. I got to rewatch.
Okay, then I'm gonna just shut up. You get a chance to watch it again, you should watch it again. If it doesn't impact you, I won't believe you. Okay. So this is for all my like 90s skater kids and all my little mall punk kids and like all my 90s homies, dude. Straight out of Connecticut. I've had Homie on the show. I've reviewed their music. If you like Dude Ranch era Blink-182, go check out Scooped Up.
Oh.
I love that band. And it took me a minute to get into his vocal style because it's like a little nasally and it's a little monotone.
All right.
But as soon as I kind of got into it, I was like, okay, shit, yeah. And then before you knew it, I had listened to the entire record like many times over. I just thought, man, what is a band that's not like my friends that I know personally, that I've known for my whole life, that I could like really put out on here that I think deserve the recognition in my time, right? Dude, this dude is on here all day. I say on here, online, promoting his band. They play a lot of shows. He puts in the work, man, and I think that it's gonna break. I think it's gonna break right for them very soon. They've got like almost 4,000 on Spotify, which is a pretty big number for a DIY pop punk band. And they have a very specific sound, but they have an album that came out this year called The Runs.
I see this.
Dude, that album is so good. I couldn't believe how good it was. But here's the thing. You really have to be interested in like the Queers, early Blink, Descendants. If you don't like that stuff, you're not going to like this. It's simple, it's fast. Yeah, pop punk, simple, fast, snotty, but they're more of like a California skate punk, pop punk thing. Like they're more Blink-182 than they are Descendants and the Queers, but you can hear where they get their influences are people that are influenced by those bands.
Okay.
And so I don't know how much he likes that stuff. I don't know. I never asked him. But if you like that kind of music, I just can't imagine. It's just really fun, really catchy, fairly short songs. Talking about girls, talking about breakups, talking about skateboarding, talking about soda. Like it's very, very 1997.
So it's like wholesome. It's like wholesome teenage punk.
Well, it's very juvenile.
Okay.
Very juvenile. It's like if Cheshire Cat, like I'm telling you, man, if these guys came out in the 90s, they would be huge, bro. I bet every single day of his life he thinks, dude, why couldn't I have done this in 1990?
We did it first, and then they had to do it. You know what I mean?
But Scooped Up is an incredible band. So shout out to those guys. And if you're seeing this right now and you want to come back on the show, just shoot me a DM, bro. I got you, man. We'll hang out some more.
I want to throw another band in there that you might like. If you like Scooped Up, they're members of a hardcore band. I think I want to say Drain. Maybe I could be wrong. But they're also a pop punk band. That's very 90s.
Well, Drain covered that Descendants track, so that wouldn't surprise me.
They did a good job too.
It's the best song on their album.
No Pressure. That's the name of the band.
Oh, dude, I've heard of them.
That's also it's not my cup of tea, but I think they definitely do that whole 90s skate punk like throwback stuff.
Yeah, they're good too, actually. Dude, hold on. I've heard No Pressure. Let me look at their album cover.
You probably have.
Yeah, I like pop punk a lot though. Like that's like I like street punk and always like my favorite stuff. And then right below that is pop punk, and then below that is like everything else. I think right now, if I had to like categorize it like today, it's always like my favorite music. That's all I really listen to right now. But oh yeah, this band's great.
Yeah, I thought you'd like them. Just the way
dude.
Scooped up.
Yeah, dude. Good call. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and just add them to this list. They should be included because they're a modern band. Yeah, No Pressure, dude. No Pressure's really, really good. And I think one of them dudes. I think one of them might have reached out to me at one point. So if that's the case, and somebody from the band has reached out and I haven't responded, first off, I'm an ass. I'm sorry. But second, hit me again, and I will happily talk with you. I would love to have some of these people on the show. I'm a one-man show, and it gets a little bit hard to stay consistent with my communication. So my apologies to anybody that may have felt like I blew them off. I definitely did not. Okay, dude, cool, man. So we have Extortion and then Scooped Up. What is your next one, sir?
All right, we're gonna take a hard left and veer off into Europe now.
We're
gonna leave the continent and go to Europe, where my heart's been.
Not even a little surprise, sir.
With these punk bands,
dude. I could have put 5 French bands on this list.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's kind of how it's been. I don't want to sound too generic or like whatever. But there's a band called Litovsk.
Oh, I love that band.
They're from I think they're from France too.
Yes, they are. They're really good.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They got a really like interesting reverby kind of like moody kind of. It's in a way.
They sound like the Bouncing Souls if they had like Cold Away influences.
Yeah, a little emo. It's a little emo in there too. I think, in my opinion.
Well, I don't think Bouncing Souls is an emo band at all, but sure. I don't think they sound like an emo band.
This band I'm talking about.
No, Litovsk. I'm talking about. I don't think they sound like an emo band to me. They just sound like Bouncing Souls with reverb.
Interesting.
Yeah, I listened to that album. They have continue. I'm sorry. I'm not.
It's okay. No, but there was this like I think a flexi that came out in like 2023.
Nice.
And it might be self-titled or something too. I mean, they have 2 other albums too that are just more like kind of like straight ahead punk records.
Yeah.
With a lot of reverb and stuff. But this one, it's a little more introspective. It's a little more like, the songs are slower. There's a lot of single pick, note picking going on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very, very, very moody.
Yeah, it's moody stuff, and I really enjoy their music a lot. And I don't know, it just it has a certain sound that like reminds me of like being like younger and like idealistic. It's kind of a romantic kind of sound to it.
I totally understand that. I like that. I'm in that place in my life where that kind of stuff's very attractive to me. They're from Brest, France, and they have an album from 2016. It's got a dog on the cover of it.
Yeah, that one's good.
That's the one that I've listened to the most. That band is phenomenal, dude. Yeah, I really. I'm glad you brought them up because I had kind of forgotten about them, if I'm honest. That is a good pick, man.
Yeah, Litovsk is dope. I highly recommend them. They're on a record called Contrast Records, but that's CONTRASZT with an exclamation point at the end. Records. There's a lot of great bands on that label, by the way. So if that's kind of how I find out about a lot of bands too. I'll find out what labels are releasing them, then I'll go to their Instagram pages or whatever. Like,
bro, it makes it so much easier to find bands with the internet.
And then I just go down the rabbit hole that way, and I'm just like, wow, like this is crazy. There's a whole wide world of fucking bands out there that are also awesome. So,
dude, I absolutely am excited that you talked about them. They're a good band.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So I put them on that list of bands that stuck out in the last few years, made an impression, if you will.
I've already got one band for our next video kind of in my head now. Okay, so my next band is a band that was on my channel recently. They hail from Greece. I think you know where I'm going here.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, hell yeah, I know where you're going.
This is the one that I thought we might both have picked.
I forgot. I should have put him on the list.
Oh no, good. That makes it easier. That means I have an extra pick for next week then, because the other ones I don't think you've got. So I'm gonna go with this band called Chain Cult, and dude, they've got a brand new record out. What is it called again? Sorry. Yeah, Harm Reduction. Dude, this band is something else. Like, they're a little more on the like new wavy post punk than they are Oi, but they're still in that same like home front. Litovsky even has some stuff in common with them.
They got
like this post punk stuff. They're really, really, really good. And I don't know, man. They have that new album, Harm Reduction. Let me look at the man. My ADHD is hopping tonight. I'm so sorry, folks.
Dude, same. It's okay.
Okay, so they have on that new album, they have 2 songs that I think really, really stuck out to me, and that was in the second track called "Ending Things." Yeah, and they have one called "Poison Scars." It's like the second and the fourth track. The whole record is really great. It's only 8 songs. It's like 25 minutes or so. Not a lot of fat there to be trimmed, in my opinion. Every song on it is a solid track, but number 2 and number 4 are so good. The production, the songwriting has improved since their last release. The production's a little bit better. The drum fills on this record are crazy, but they've got a lot of like off-time drumming and really great, just complete set drum fills that I really enjoy listening to. I don't know if I'm using the technical terms the right way, but I don't know, man. The reverby vocals, man. I love this sound, and it's infectious, and it's just every time we do one of these videos, I'm gonna have at least one band on here that has this post-punk, dark, gloomy sound, and yeah, man, it's so good. Chain Cult is one that. What's their other album called? I want to make sure that they get the proper amount of.
Shallow Grave.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
So I heard about these dudes because my buddy was wearing their shirt, and I was like, "What is that?" And so I look. That's how I find out about a lot of, specifically Oi bands, because all my buddies are in skinhead Oi bands and shit. And I saw Chain Cult, I saw Sick'em, all because my buddies were wearing shirts, and I was like, Reeks. I think Reeks I heard of on YouTube.
You saw Chain Cult live? I know they were here.
No, not yet. No, I would love to. But yeah, they have. Yeah, Shallow Grave is the one with the pink cover, right? Dude, what a great album is that, man? Yeah. Oh my goodness, dude.
The one thing that we do agree on musically is we both like a lot of fucking reverb.
Yeah, dude. Reverb is a good thing.
So the more reverb on an album, I think the more Randall and I'll probably like it.
Right? You know that song Boulevard of Broken Dreams? The only thing good about it is all the reverb on the guitar.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
By Green Day.
Is that the name of the song? Oh, yeah. That's the I Walk the Lonely Road song?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All that reverb is so good. Everything else about it is it's all right.
It's a catchy song.
Yeah, it's all right. I was just being silly because I listened to it earlier today on the channel.
Great pick. All right.
Chain Cult is a solid band, dude. If you don't like Chain Cult, you are silly.
Agreed. Don't be silly. Like Chain Cult.
Facts. Do they need a shirt that says "Don't be silly, like Chain Cult"? That'd be amazing. I would wear that shit every day.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
We played a show with the band recently. They were called Dross, DROSS.
Okay.
And they took the Ross logo, like the fucking store, and they put a D behind it. Dross for less.
That's awesome.
You
should do that.
I mean, they were a crazy band. Like, shout out Dross. They're from LA.
Dude, I like that idea. That's a fantastic idea.
They're like a noisy, like fucking, I don't know what they are kind of band, but anyway, Dross for less. I think like Ross tried to sue him or something like that one time.
Wait, really?
Yeah, but like, they're fucking like a little band. Like Ross is
people are so dumb, and that includes
like,
big ass corporate. Like, what are we doing, man? You're suing some little punk band for making like DIY shirts. Like, stop.
I agree.
Stop.
Okay, my next one is another band from France. Fuck, I know, fucking France. I should move to fucking France, right?
You should.
I'll say, you know what I mean?
You behave like a Frenchie. Not playing.
I know, right? With the little fucking hat, a beret, smoking
yes, dude.
Skinny cigarette, eating my cheese.
You know that dude Craig Ferguson that did the late night show?
Who? Yeah, Craig Ferguson.
He had that like weird French poppy punk song that he played all the time.
Yeah, swag though.
Ooh-wee. That song. Yeah, he's fucking cool. That guy was in a punk band.
Was he?
Yeah, I think he played drums.
No shit. I'm not surprised.
Craig Ferguson, dude. Shout out Craig Ferguson, man. That's a guy I would like to get on my show. That's a fucking guy I would like to get on my show.
Try to get Craig Ferguson, dude.
I'm gonna try. No, that's a fucking great idea. I bet he would do it too.
Probably.
Okay, so sorry. What's up with this French band you're talking about, sir?
Hold on 1 second. Demain. They're called.
What is it?
Demain. Demain. Demain.
This might be one I don't know.
Tomorrow in French. I'm not sure. Or
okay.
yesterday. It means something like that. Tomorrow or yesterday. I requested one of their songs one time on a Sunday.
Oh, okay. I recognize the name, but I don't think I heard. I was like,
they got 2 records. They're from Rennes, France. Rennes, Rennes, France.
Okay.
And they have a crazy, like, a lot of reverb, but also like solid, like melodic French punk. You know.
I'm looking at the imagery and I like what I see.
There's a couple turned upside down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that you requested off of, right?
Yeah, and you dug it. You like that song a lot. I think you might have written it down.
I'm writing it down again.
It's really write it down again. It's God, I don't even know how to like describe their music without sounding like, you know, I've described every other band. Tons of reverb on the guitar, melodic.
You're like, they have a singer and a bass player. It's weird.
They sing in French. There's no songs in English.
But do they sing it with what if they sing in Spanish with a French accent?
That would be interesting. That would be kind of cool. I think I would enjoy that. But they don't.
I can't wait to get off of here and listen to some music tonight, dude. Yeah, hey guys, if you're watching this, as soon as you're done watching, make sure to finish it. Oh, also, like the video, subscribe to the channel, please. Yeah. I'm also going to be putting up a Patreon thank you board. I don't know why I haven't been doing that. I feel like a dickhead. Thank you to my Patreon people, man. You guys are amazing. Without you guys, a lot of the stuff I do would not be possible. I assure you of that. Yeah, dude, I'm going to be like the video, man. Become part of the crew. We're almost at 7,000. Very, very close.
Let's get there. So yeah.
Dude, my whole point was to go listen to music when you're done. Jesus Lord, my ADHD is like, got him again. But when you get done watching the video, please go listen to some of this music. Support these bands. Buy a record off Bandcamp, something like that. Go sit on a toilet and listen to a record. It's fun.
I agree. Make your shits longer, you know? Really just listen.
You're talking about like your each individual turd, like make them longer. So
yeah, you know, as the album progresses, you'd be surprised how much more you can.
See how long of a snake you can get without pinching the head off. Dude, just be like,
turd, man. That's a healthy turd right there. If you got the runs, it might not be so great.
You know, I had a guy one time tell me that he had to take a dump so bad that it ended up touching his butt cheek.
What?
It filled the toilet up.
Oh, wow.
I know. And I was like, bro, what? And then he was like, yeah, walk in the bathroom. And I was like, what do you mean? Did you not flush the toilet? And he's like, do you think I can flush that? And I was like, holy shit, you didn't? And he was like, no, I got it taken care of. But just walk in there real quick. And I didn't know what he was talking about, dude. And I walked up to the door, and it smelled so bad that I was like, oh, you motherfucker. It was rough, dude. I don't think it actually touched him. He said it did. It might have just splashed. Bro, what are we talking about right now? Okay, sorry. Sorry, folks. I'm a child.
We've lost about 5 listeners tonight, at least.
No, we gained 5 from that story, bro. What are you talking about? You have pegged my audience wrong. My audience loves getting pegged.
So, yeah. Demain from France. Check them out.
Hell yeah.
Demain.
All right, we moving on?
We're moving on, dude.
Oh, shit. So, I'm going to stay over in that side of the world, over in the UK. Okay. All right. I know we've already spoken about the Chisel. And then there was Chubby and the Gang. Chubby and the Gang, in my opinion, might be the superior act. I think it's probably because I heard them first that I like them a little bit better. I don't know that there is a right or wrong answer to that. They're quite a bit different bands, but I heard that they're no longer associated. I don't know if that's true or not. I heard that a couple of times. So, yeah, I heard that Chubby stayed in the U.S. Chisel went back to the place, and they're no longer in each other's bands. That's what I heard.
But
I hope it's not true.
the guitar player from the Chisel is the singer of Chubby and the Gang.
I heard that he's not in the Chisel anymore.
Oh.
I hope that's not true. I hope it's just some people run their mouths. But regardless of all that, I don't want to get into drama talk tonight. I'm working really hard at not doing that on this show with you. I like Chubby and the Gang, dude. They're more of a bava rock and roll, pub rock, like straight up rock and roll punk band. They have a lot of influences from Crosby, Stills, and Nash to like Rose Tattoo, Elton John, AC/DC, but they also probably listen to stuff like Rancid. Like they're very clearly into punk music.
Yeah,
but they just got this new album called "And Then There Was Chubby and the Gang," and it literally just came out last week. Dude, when I tell you that this record is a banger, hold on. And there's 3 songs that I want to point out because the album is called "And Then There Was Chubby and the Gang," as I said a minute ago, right? They have a song called "The Bonnie Banks." All-timer for me, dude. This song is fantastic. Anti-Cop, Anticop, Anti-Cop. And then they have one called Love Song, A Response. So the whole album is pretty good with the exception of one song that I didn't personally care for very much. But those 3 songs are so good.
Amazing.
Yeah, this album is fantastic.
That record, actually. I'm glad you brought it up. I really enjoyed their Speed Kills album.
Yeah, I like This Much Nuts as well. They got 3 good albums, man. You should wait, you weren't on the stream, were you? We listened to the album the other day.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't on that stream.
Man, I thought you were for some reason. Don't tripping, dude. Well, we missed you then. I certainly thought you were there. That's weird. But yeah, dude, whenever an album like that will come out and it's something that I know my audience is interested in a little bit,
yeah,
I typically want to do like an artist spotlight thing and like shout them out and shout out Flat Spot Records for like putting their album out and stuff like that. If Chubby wants to come on the show, I would be thrilled to have him on the show. Yeah, I think this would be. I mean, he probably knows a bunch of my GAMC homies. I would imagine. I know
I'd be able to get some.
Who knows? It would just be cool. I like that band a lot, and I listened to them before I knew who the Chisel were. So I've been a fan of Chubby and the Gang for a few years now. I bought their album in like 2021, maybe. Was it out back then? I think I bought it back then, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, around like 2020, 2021.
Okay, so yeah, I bought. So my friend was playing This Much Nuts, and the art on that one and Speed Kills is so similar that I bought the wrong album. No, he was playing Speed Kills. He was playing Speed Kills, and I bought This Much Nuts, and I should have bought Speed Kills. So I ended up with both of them eventually, and I was like, oh, this band's really good. And then I didn't hear much about them until the Chisel came around. Somebody goes, oh, yeah, they're in another band. I don't know if you've ever heard of them called Chubby and the Gang. And I was like, I actually have heard of that band, and they're awesome. And the people I was talking to were like, oh, I never heard what they sound like. And I told them, rock and roll. And this is a good record, man. Their new one's fantastic. But as a whole, as a band, the A+, man.
Yeah, Chisel, Chubby and the Gang's really good. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good pick, man.
Thank you, sir. All right, dude. This is a brisk pace. I like it.
Yeah, let's keep these short and sweet, for everybody. My next one, I'm gonna stay in France, dude. You can't get me out of France.
Wouldn't want to.
I live there. A band called Kran.
Oh, bro, damn it.
Cran, Kran.
I was on this band before anybody I know.
Huh?
I said I was on this band before anybody I know, except maybe Richard from BSD. I've been on a Kran for a hot minute. It took me forever to get them on the show. They're so sweet.
I think that might have been the first Cold Oi band you got into, maybe.
Might have been. No, Bullshit Detector was, but very soon after it was Kran. But dude, and shout out to Ben from Kran. He's a super sweet dude. But I want to see them play live because I hear that they are awesome live.
Yeah. I don't think they've been to yeah, they did. They just played in San Francisco a few months ago, and I missed them.
Yeah. Kran played in the States. The singer of Kran actually did guest vocals on that last EP that Bullshit Detector did on the Violet Crown thing. She's on that first song.
I've heard. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so very big connection there between me and those homies, dude. Those are my friends. I love those guys.
Kran, they got. Don't make me say the R word again. Reverb.
Oh yeah, no, it's dude. They're a little bit angrier. Like they're a little bit more sped up. They're a little more heavy.
Kran's more heavy. They're definitely melodic.
They have a lot more of a hardcore bass. Hardcore bass. It's
melodic though, and the bass lines are really sick. Female front band.
Yeah.
They're really good. You know what I mean? I think they. I'm pretty sure Jackie from Syndrome 81 produced their record.
I think so.
They
have 3 songs that are really, 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 really good. Like the whole album again is really good from this.
They have a
2023
couple records, I think.
Yeah, but the one from 2023 is called Net. It's their Nate or Nat, Nate, whatever. N-A-T with the E with a little funny thing on top of it. A couple
Americans trying to say French words, man. This is just fucking.
It's all right, dude. It makes it more funny for the people. All the French dudes are gonna make fun of us. It's okay. I love you guys, man. But they have a song called Autumn, Autumne, whatever. That song is really great. The title track's really good, and so is Ad Vitam.
Oh yeah,
very good songs. All 3 very good songs.
Which Kron songs do I have saved? I got a bunch of Kron shit on my.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Everything they've got, I've got pretty much on my list of stuff. I love this band. They're phenomenal, and they're so sweet. Plus, Ben is in another band that don't bring him up yet. We'll bring him up in another video, but he's in another band. I said Ben. Yeah, Ben. That I'm gonna write down on my list here. I'm already making next week's list. Yeah, dude.
Actually, no, they have one album and a bunch of singles.
That's what I was gonna say. That they have one album and a few like EPs or an EP and a couple of singles or something.
Rage is a great EP. R-A-G.
I have that in my store. I got as much of their stuff as I could get. It's hard to get that stuff from France sometimes.
I agree.
Dude, we're getting into the nitty gritty right now. We have 2 left apiece, right?
I think I might have 1 left.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. I'm going on to my yeah. I have 2 and you have 1.
What's your number 4, bro?
Oh, excuse me.
What do you got?
Okay, so I am a big fan of the Bouncing Souls. I have Hopeless Romantic tattooed on my knuckles. So Pete from the Bouncing Souls was the engineer behind this record, and I've been trying to get him on the show. We've been talking. He's agreed to do it. I just can't get him to like nail down a date and time. So hopefully I'll have Pete from the Bouncing Souls on the show at some point. If anybody on here knows him, dude, please put in a good word. We've talked many times, and he's agreed to do it like 4 different times. But he did all the recording and engineering for Dylan Disaster and the Revelry. This is an album that I helped put out.
Oh wow!
Only 31 copies come with this cover because I hand silk screened them. But this is the cover of the record. It's got like a 3-color splatter vinyl. It's beautiful. Anyways, if you like bands like the Gaslight Anthem, the Bouncing Souls, stuff like that, that's the direction that this band is. Very rock and roll, very sing along, very bar ready, very travel ready. Songs about friends, songs about loneliness. It's very, very rock and roll. Like that's it's so fucking good. Like it, dude. Here's the thing. I agreed to help put this.
Maybe it's not a little bit like The Boss.
Wait. Oh, for Springsteen?
Yeah.
No, this is more punk than that. But yeah, I guarantee you they like Springsteen. But like, so here's the thing: is like when I agreed to put this out, it was as a favor to a buddy without hearing any of it. I was like, yeah, if that's your friend, I'll help him out. And then when I heard it, my very first thought was like, oh man, I'm not sure about the vocals. And then like it turned out that might be the best part of the whole damn thing. No, I don't know. The whole package is pretty great. But like I fell in love with this band. It only took me about 2 songs before I was so excited. Wow. I was so excited. Like I know I keep talking about my label, but like, dude, why would I keep putting money into stuff that I don't give a shit about? It doesn't make any sense. So obviously this is stuff I care about.
Where are they from?
Austin, Texas. Excuse me. Thank you. Austin, Texas. So, yeah, dude, I don't know, but they have, let's see. I'd say Nothingness. Riding Shotgun is a fantastic song. The Wreckage, Betty and Her Boys. I mean, honestly, the whole record's pretty great, man. The standout tracks are probably going to be Nothingness and Riding Shotgun's a really, really beautiful song. Talks about thanks for how does it say it? It's how does he say it? Let me look up the lyrics real quick while we're talking in a second. But oh, excuse me. Thanks for riding. Thanks for taking the basically saying thanks for letting me ride shotgun and taking the wheel for me when I need it. Like it's a beautiful song, man. But dude, shout out to Dylan, man. We don't talk enough. I would love to still talk to him. He's busy. I think he's in Japan right now, touring off this record. But they're so good live that it blew my mind. Like on my channel somewhere, if you have the time, anybody go watch. I have the Dylan Disaster and Revelry record release show. I couldn't believe how well they translated this record to live playing because it's very intricate. There's a lot of guitar solos. They have 3 guitar players in the band. They have like an acoustic guy, and then they have 2 plugged-in electric guitars.
Oh wow!
Yeah, dude, they are so good live. Like, I'm not just kissing nobody's ass. It's my friend, bro. I don't own this record. I just did a co-release. I just really like this band.
Right.
But yeah, man, shout out to Dylan Disaster and the Revelry. If you like Gaslight Anthem and you like the Bouncing Souls, if you like Bruce Springsteen, if you like Stories, if you like Americana, if you like Americana, then you should listen to this, man. Like, I don't know, I'm proud of those guys. I hope they're doing great things right now, and I think that and here's the thing though, is that he's got other records out. This isn't his first record. He's an amazing musician, dude. Dylan is really, really good at what he does. So yeah, man, shout out to those guys. Austin, Texas, stand up, boys.
Amazing. Nice shout out, dude. Definitely check them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go. What you got for me?
My last one is a band that I just discovered. Like
the Beach Boys. I knew it, dude. You're late to the party.
The Beatles.
Yeah, no. Right.
No, I'm just kidding. It's Elvis.
Let's go.
It's a band from Colombia, actually, South America. Okay. They're called Ataque Zero.
How do I spell that?
ATAQUE 0. Like
okay.
The number 0. They're very melodic, kind of post-hardcore-y, like, but also like they're a punk band. They're a proper punk band.
Okay.
But they remind me a lot of like Husker Du, maybe, which is a band.
Oh, okay.
A lot. Like the guitar parts are like really just fucking like melodic with like strong, like I don't know.
That's like grungy. That's like grungy punk rock.
I mean,
like dirty, like grunge. Like Husker Du is not a punk band to me, but I guess they are.
Oh yeah, they were a hardcore band at the beginning, and then they kind of paved the way for like alternative rock later in their career.
Weird, huh?
They're one of my favorite bands of all time. But I mean,
are they really?
Yeah, definitely.
I've got a bunch of their stuff in my shop right now.
They're incredible. I mean,
that's cool.
If you care to dive down that rabbit hole, dude, he's an amazing songwriter. And
I listen to their albums a little bit here and there. I don't dive into the rabbit hole or anything, but I have listened to them enough to know
they're
that like
extremely important and like influential and like understated in life.
That I knew. I just don't. I don't. They're another one of those bands that are really important that I don't care about. I don't dislike them. Well, I don't dislike them at all. Like, I'm not trying to be rude. Yeah. And then knowing that you like them as much as you do will definitely make me go listen to them more. So I mean that's always positive.
You might vibe with it, you might not. But it's a little bit of that in the guitar parts and the melodies, but it's really street at the same time. So it's got this like UK 82 like street stuff going on, but it's also extremely like melodic.
Yeah, I have to go back and re-listen to this because I didn't hear any of that, and I listened to 3 albums all the way through.
I'm not talking about Husker Du. I'm talking about the Ataque Zero record.
I'm so stupid. Yeah, of course you are.
No worries.
Bro, I was still thinking like, man, I need to go back and listen to that.
Yeah, no. Husker Du. If you're gonna start with them, I would start from the beginning of their career.
Okay.
By the end, they were like full on
a different band. Yeah.
Poppy alternative rock, but their beginning, they were like hardcore fucking punk band.
Interesting. And, yeah, I definitely didn't know that.
Yeah, in like the early 80s. I think they started like 79, 19.
Really?
Minneapolis, yeah.
Dude, I'm way off on that band. I thought they were a 90s band.
No, dude. Their first records came out 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. Between, my favorite era of theirs is probably between like 1980, 83 to 80, 85.
Okay, small window there.
I mean, I love everything they
did. Sure.
I appreciate them for different eras of them being in a band, but this Ataque Zero band, they sing in Spanish. Songs are really aggressive. I think the singer's got a really like cool like vocal, style.
Yeah.
Really aggressive. Delivery. Musically, like the songwriting's on point. It reminds me a lot of like maybe like mid 80s like melodic hardcore, like maybe like that first wave of like emo that was coming out of the East Coast in like the mid 80s, you know, Dag Nasty, stuff like that. Which I'm a sucker for all that stuff. So
nice.
It really, you know, got me. They're worth checking out. Ataque Zero.
I wrote them down as well. I'm going to listen to that.
You'll like them.
Before people in the comments start roasting me, I mean, go ahead, roast away. I don't really care. But like the Husker Du thing is just another example of why I don't consider myself like any kind of authority or historian, man. There's so many bands out there. It's so hard to keep up with all this shit. But I like what I like, and I don't like what I don't like, and I don't know.
Learning all the time, man.
Well, I don't know what people seem to have this like idea that I should know a certain amount or like a certain thing. I don't know. It's very strange, and I'm very self-conscious about it. So
yeah,
but it is what it is. At least I can admit that. All right, my final band of the night, dude. To absolutely nobody's surprise, I would imagine, it is another band from the great state of Texas. Generation Exit, folks.
Oh.
What'd you think I was going to say?
You mentioned them last time. I thought you were going to say Liberty and Justice. But I think
no, Liberty and Justice were on last week's list for sure.
Yeah.
So Generation Exit is one that I almost brought up last week, but I didn't want it to be just a full-scale 31 Records talk because I did work with them. Again, they put out their vinyl. I put out their cassette tape. But Chris Klink, who is the singer of that band, and Ben is their guitar player. Those guys were in Born to Lose, which is like a top 3 band all time for me. Like, period, the end, hard stop. One of my favorite lyricists, one of my favorite singers, one of my favorite bands. It's a triple threat. So he also did a band called Nowhere Bound, and then COVID stuff started happening. They started writing like other music. They weren't sure what was going to happen. Nowhere Bound kind of dissolved. They started Generation Exit. If you like Rancid, if you like Ducky Boys, if you like Street Dogs, if you like Far From Finished, that kind of stuff, you'll like Generation Exit. They're
77 style, kind of like street
punk rock and roll, rock and roll, dude. They are punk rock. And they have a new album called Lifer that just came out, and I put out the cassette tape is what I was referring to a minute ago. But on that album, you've got a fair amount of great songs, but then you've got a couple that just kind of stand on their own, right? It's weird, too, because I used to think that what would make me happy is if I could say an album was good all the way through. And I still believe that. I still stand on that. But I think that it's nice when you have an album that's really great, but on that album, there's also a couple of songs you could point to that you could have people, put on a mixtape or a playlist or whatever.
But Ritalin Kids, there's members of that band.
Oh yeah, Ritalin. I forgot about that. Yeah, people from Ritalin Kid. They're amazing.
Weren't they like a pop punk band from Austin?
Yes, and Sniper 66 as well. Yeah. Ritalin Kids was a pop punk band.
Yeah, but so these guys are older. Like,
yeah, they're like, a little bit. Yeah, they're so good though. Okay, so they have. Okay, let's see. What would be my favorite songs on the album? Lifer's a great song. One Last Serenade. Pull the River's really fast. I like that one a lot. Damn. The whole record's so good. The first 2 songs, Let's Go and This City, are so good. Yeah, dude. My goodness, dude.
I like that.
I know, right? It's beautiful, dude. Shout out to Chris Klink, man. That guy's fucking awesome. I love that dude. I love that guy. I hope he's back home and safely. I know he was overseas touring. They played a show with Liberty and Justice and Bullshit Detector, and I like shed a tear that I wasn't there. Oh man, like over in like Germany, dude. Like I would love to have seen that. And
mean, maybe if things go well with the label, you can go on.
Right. I genuinely believe we'll get there, man. And if people like Chris have faith in me enough to let me put out there,
merch for him and shit,
I would love to go do that. I would do that shit right now.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, man, Generation Exit, dude. Again, it's just like if you like Dylan Disaster, but you want something a little bit heavier, a little bit faster, a little bit more gnarly, go Generation Exit. It's if you've ever heard Born to Lose and you like that, you'll probably like this. It's his vocals. I don't know how to describe them other than I really enjoy them. They're very gravelly, very whiskey soaked. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah, dude. That was a great list. Right at 55 minutes too. We made good time tonight.
We made good time, man. We're not over talking. We got to the point.
I think we're falling into a groove, which is nice.
I like that you named a bunch of bands from your home state. That's really cool.
I try to, man. I try to keep it like I try to support the homies, dude. Like, look, man, what I do is pretty important. I think it is, or I wouldn't do it. Right? If I didn't think it was important, I wouldn't spend the time and energy to do it. I think spreading the love. I think that keeping people up to date with news in the genre. I think taking stuff from the past and making sure it stays like in our ear. But if I can't do that and also bring my friends along, I don't need to do this because I live in Texas, bro. It's hard to get shit done down here in the punk rock world. The internet has opened some doors for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to take advantage of that. My friends like Chris Klink, like Richard from Bullshit Detector, Ryan from Liberty and Justice, John from Empire Down. These people are my friends, dude. I love these guys, and I would be so disappointed in myself if I didn't have just the common sense to be like, yo, these dudes are worth listening to. Because I repeat myself, why would I take my hard-earned money and put it into something that I wasn't proud of? Because there's no guarantee I'm going to make money back.
Yeah.
So, I love these bands, dude. And I'm nobody important. I'm just some guy doing a thing that I really fucking like doing. But I think what I'm doing might be important. Now, I'm not the important part. I'm just the fucking thing holding it up. But what I'm doing, I think, is important. And I think that this channel is becoming the place that I always wanted it to be. It is becoming the premier punk rock channel on YouTube. It is becoming a destination spot. If I can get people like Pete from Bouncing Souls on the show, that's a big deal. Joe Queer was already on. Blag already came on. I've got Mike Parks gonna come on the show, and dudes from the Havoc, man. Shout out to the Havoc, bro. Like, shout out to Poppers. They're a band from Houston that toured their little asses off, bro. I need to mention them more. Poppers are fucking great, dude. I put out their tape slipping through the cracks. Like, go listen to it on Spotify or whatever, man. It's free. Go listen to it. Just support that shit, man. I hope they're working on some new material. I need to reach out to my boy Mike. Yeah, good list, dude. Okay, so real quick before we go, what was your list, top to bottom, real quick before we go?
Top to bottom, real quick. Demain from France.
Okay.
Check them out. They got 2 releases. Bandcamp. Their Bandcamp band. Sorry, the dog's going nuts. Okay. Wrench. Shut the fuck up. All right.
He's like, you shut the fuck up.
He's a Chihuahua too. He's just a little shit.
I believe it. He sounds like a Chihuahua.
Extortion from Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah.
Album called Threats. This is my. If there's one album you're gonna listen to on this list, Extortion. Check them out. You won't be disappointed.
Heard.
It's a short banger. If you're in a hardcore mood, it's gonna blast your fucking socks off. Okay.
Let's go.
From France, we have Kran.
Yeah.
I don't need to say much about Kran.
They're great.
If you haven't heard them, please check out Kran. They're one of the best bands from France right now. From Colombia, Ataque Zero. Again, a band that I just discovered 2 days ago.
Really? That's awesome. Nice. Yeah. Recent discovery.
I mean, look, I ran across them. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? This is capturing me, and I'm just going to put it on the list,
That's awesome.
And then another band from France, Litovsk.
Yeah, Litovsk. Really great band.
So I got, God, all my bands are from other countries.
It's all right, man. I got a bunch of shit from Texas down here.
I feel bad for not supporting the California homies.
Dude, you'll get there. I got stuff from all over the world, bro. I got from Greece. We got Chain Cult. From Connecticut, we got Scooped Up pop punk stuff. Chain Cult is like the more that post punk, dark wavy, like gloomy reverby stuff. Scooped Up from Connecticut is like 97 style Blink-182 pop punk. Then we have from the UK, got Chubby and the Gang is like bava rock and roll pub rock with some punk influences. And then we have some traveling music from Dylan Disaster and Revelry out of Austin, Texas, a la not Dashboard Confessional, but the other one.
Gaslight Anthem.
Gaslight Anthem, Bruce Springsteen, Bouncing Souls, that kind of stuff. And then we have also from Austin, like their sister band of homies with them, Generation Exit, which was more like, a little rougher side of that. It's Far From Finished, Rancid, the Briggs, that kind of stuff. Real catchy, like street 77 street punk rock and roll. So yeah, man, a little bit of everything on my list tonight. So guys, if you're out there listening to this stuff, support these bands. Put your money into these bands. If you can't support, if you can't go out and go to shows all the time, check out their band camps and just go check them out, man. Like just support them. Buy a record. Buy a song. Just buy a song for $1.
And dude, I'm in a band. I can tell you, man, it means a lot to us when someone makes a comment on our Bandcamp page or anything. You know what I mean? Like, donates $5 for the record. It makes a big difference to the band.
It really does help.
Get
In Bandcamp, they get most of the money.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they don't get shit on Spotify. You pay money to be in a band. You don't make money.
Right. I'm gonna promo my own label plenty over the next 6 to 8 months. But this video, dude, go out to these bands' Bandcamp and put some money in their pockets, dude, so that they can keep making music, so that we can keep talking about them and celebrating them. Because at the end of the day, when the world is a dark place right now, and we need something to reinvigorate us, we need something to keep us motivated. I'm speaking from personal experience right now, dude. My last 2 weeks have been a roller coaster, dude. And I'm doing better now, right? But it could have been disastrous. It could have been bad. And so just care about the people that help you get through your day, and let them know that you give a shit.
That's real.
You know, otherwise, dude, be here or be square, okay?
That's
okay?
right.
This is the place to be, man. The Punk Rock Review is the shit, son.
As usual, please drop your top 5 below.
Yeah, give me 5 bands that are important to you right now, that are modern bands I'd say like within the last 8 to 10 years, but closer to 2020s would be preferred, just so we can keep things fresh. Tell me who you're listening to, who's on your playlists,
Maybe next time we can do the
who's in
top
your
5.
auxiliary, not your mixtapes, because you're not doing that. I'm old.
The Ox, who's in my iPod.
Right? iPods are awesome.
I think my old iPod's around here somewhere. It'd be cool if I can get that thing to work.
I need to buy an iPod. I would love to have an iPod. I'm a dork.
I used to love those things.
Hey guys, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe next time we can do the top 5 ska bands of all.
Do we have enough modern ska bands, or are you talking about just in general?
Just in general.
Let's do that.
Our favorite ska albums.
No, let's do bands. Let's do bands first, and let's exclude Operation Ivy, please, because we're both.
Let's Operation Ivy can. I mean, I love them to death. That album.
We'll talk about them at the beginning, but let's do 5 bands, not Operation Ivy.
Yeah. 5 ska bands, not Operation Ivy.
Let's do that next week, because that'd be easy for me since I'm traveling. I don't have time to do all the research. Let's do that.
Let's do top 5 ska bands.
Awesome. And speaking of Operation Ivy, I'll be seeing Jesse Michaels in a few days, bro. I'm freaking the fuck out, dude.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, dude. So
to me, he's like a fucking bucket list meat. So I'm hoping that I can hand him my business card and be like, hey man, I'd appreciate it if you had time to come on my show, and I can get like an email address from him or something.
Dude, you're probably gonna be one of like 20 people on that tour, so don't worry about it. Like,
you think so?
Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be that many people.
That'd be even cooler, but I don't know. Wow.
I mean, I don't know shit about the Punk Rock Museum. So,
well, dude, when I went with the Masked Intruder guy, there was like 65 people in my group.
Oh, you went already?
This is my 3rd time going.
Oh shit! Okay.
I love that place. It's fucking amazing.
Hey, the guy from Sum 41 is doing the Indian guy.
Bro,
whatever he is, I don't know.
Everybody wants to do that shit. It's amazing. Have you not been there yet?
No, I haven't.
You should go, dude. I think you would appreciate it. It's crazy, bro. It blew my fucking mind when I went.
So I read on the website there's a jam room. What does that mean?
You can, dude. I held Tim Armstrong's guitar that says "Lint" on it. It says "fuck up." The pink one that he wrote Operation Ivy and "Let's Go" on.
Oh wow!
I held that guitar and plugged it in and strummed it. That's crazy as fuck to me. But yeah, that's what they mean. Now there's a guy sitting at the door, kind of like just keeping an eye on things. But yeah, dude, you can go plug in and play with the musicians at the bands. The only thing they ask is that you don't mess with the tuning and you don't mess with the settings on the amps, because they want you to hear it how the musicians had it set up.
That's interesting.
It's pretty badass, man. It's a special place. People can say whatever they want. They can hate on it. It's okay. They probably haven't been there. Dude, if you really are a punk fan, you should go there, because it's like our fucking family tree.
It's true. So you're gonna go to Vegas?
It needs to be preserved, man. People can fuck off with their bullshit attitudes about it. I hate that, dude.
Yeah,
the Punk Rock Museum's not punk. You know it's not punk is being that dumb. They're being so fucking dumb that you don't understand how fucking important and relevant that place is. That shit was given to them by all the people that lived it, so the people like us could keep it alive and learn it and appreciate it. Fuck off, dude. That is some elitist bullshit to me, man. That's the same kind of shit that people get on here and give me shit for not knowing Husker Du's history or not liking the Clash's 3rd album. Like, it's fucking stupid, man. If you got that kind of attitude, please tell me in the comments so I can know exactly who to fucking avoid. Anyways, love you guys. Otherwise, have a great night. Have a great day. And yeah, dude, we'll see you in the next one with the top fucking 10 ska bands. Pick it up, 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 pick it up.